go out of the boundaries and perform to such an extent, such a level that you get such sort of name and fame.
True. You got to go outside and you got to perform. But also at the same time, you need to make sure that there are going to be teams which have studied you, because the top 6 teams which directly went from the league stage to the grand finals, that's so much downtime to prepare. But at the same time, all the downtime can actually work against you as well, because you're not in the groove as such. But the first game is definitely going to be the most defining factor of the matchup, because the first game sets the mood, sets the tone, and of course shows which teams actually have walked in with intent, with a strategy to execute. And we're going to have a lot of fun talking about this, Tanya. But then again, I do believe the first match is more important than any game out there out of the 6 matches, because if you can go out there and stamp your authority, I think that's the best thing ever.
Yeah, that's true. If you hoist the flag very early on, you are already a threat to other 11 teams. So if you are beginning it good, we always say that early to bed, early to rise. And if you're rising so early, you are going to get even better as the day moves ahead. So yes, the first match for the day matters a lot. It boosts up your confidence at certain level where you are able to perform even better than you usually do. So according to me as well, usually I say first match is a warm-up match, but being finals, I don't think any of the teams need this sort of warm-ups. They are already all charged up, boosted up, and first match for the day, that is definitely going to define the whole day ahead.
That is true indeed. And I guess all these teams have already warmed up per se. I mean, you can go out there, play a little bit of the practice arena, maybe play some custom games if you want. But you know what? Let's hop on right in the matchup. Game number 1, ladies and gentlemen, is about to start. And we're going to see the plane take off in Bermuda, of course. Always the first map is going to be Bermuda. And talk about the drops, the plane path as well. The plane path looks fairly standard. Nothing too extreme going over Bhima Sakti. And we're starting off with EXE on the camera. But it is a little to the left, which is, I mean, then again, it's fairly standard. But I want to see if somebody goes to Kenton or Cape Town or even Mill, as a matter of fact, because it is going to be a little more far. But look at Electro. They already want to move in towards the high loot area and just, start off on a very positive note.
Yeah, the spread outs are pretty too wide. It was just, it was not exactly bisexual, but I'm sorry, bisecting. And it was good to see that the teams are actually spread out very well. But talk about Mars Electric, I'm seeing Jawbreakers already picking up some fight against Team Rage. Let's see how this team is going to fight, because they've already lost one player and now not willing to pick up fight any further. And they're just using the perfect zip line, moving away from the battle, losing one player because it was the situation, land and fight. And who was the first one to shoot? It was none other than Sadness. Definitely spread out some sadness for the opponents. And I see one withered teammate over here, quite too far away from other teammates, and I'm afraid he won't be spared. It is going to be Ambush Esports, and against them it is Infinity's one solo player, totally strangled somewhere, nowhere near to the team.
That is true, but a million for 3 seconds on the ground. We already have a fight. Nitro trying to go all there and getting a frag for himself. Siam is going to be finished off and will be kicked off the server because he has been eliminated over here. And AE starting off on such a positive note. They have a kill for themselves and just 2 minutes in. So there definitely is the intent, which is present, and they're executing it to walk all over you, because all these teams are more than capable of dominating their opposition on any given day.
Waiting for them. So even if they don't go ahead with the same rotation, they have Hanger to move out with the best resources, all 4 players intact. Somewhere around, I feel that all they've got to do is use their resources into the best possible manner. Talking about Team Zenon, they are using the split.
But it has changed the game so much. But Chief, in the meantime, trying to take a couple of pot shots with the Woodpecker, but is not going to connect anything, missing every single shot out there. But is Zen going to realize there is Ambush Esports waiting right behind them? But of course, they're not trying to initiate a fight. I'm not sure if they're even aware of Zen's position.
High. The stakes as well are very too high. Electro now, after the loot, as we talked about it, we're going to see the first battle between Team Swag and Electro. And Team Swag looks more than ready, because they have left the tower, they've left the clock tower, and they are moving ahead to pick this battle up. Sabit has already dealt a lot of damage. He needs to heal up, because we already see they've got lots of loot to recover themselves. I don't know what is making Team Swag extending themselves, pushing this fight where there's nothing to force them, not even the circle, but all they want to make sure is get the first blood, get the first knock over here. Let's see, are they going to be successful enough? Shugo also extending himself, and now this is the time Shugo can use the exact backstab strategy. But is he going to get that opportunity or no? Because if you look out at the spread out, both the teams are equally spread out, and it is Samjeet who might get the first knock. What a timing! He used the chrono shield as well as the blue wall right on point, right on time. Shugo with very low HP left, and this is the time he needs to take some decisions. Shabit is already down, Shugo is already down. Now it is all down to Samjeet with very low HP and Seth who's full of HP. How is he going to support his teammates?
Well, I'm not quite sure that is going to happen, but we do have Team Zit going to trying to go in and finish that player off. But Electro, even though they've not lost out on a player who's knocked and has been finished, as a matter of fact, they're still going to wait patiently. They did not freak out to try and save their fallen comrade, but I guess that's okay. They have 2 kills. They definitely have the trade advantage, but the nades going out is going to push the players out, and TMZ might just actually fall down over here. But the glue wall coming in, I think information was really quickly. but I'm not quite sure if Electro wants to push in right now. And I think they should because they have the man advantage.
Yeah, they have the man advantage. They've lost jugó, so the team who was initiating the fight, who was rushing this fight, they are already down with 2 players and with 1 kill confirmed. I would not say the trade is completely unbalanced because 1 player down is also lots of team damage already dealt. And we know the players play strategy of Team Electro. They try to save their players until the final. And now I must say the trade might get equal, and it is already equal. It is 2 and 2 men both left. And look at the third party entry, B26 Mystic. The master of killers are just around the corner. But are they willing to join in this battle, or will they just wait and leave their eyes with elimination of 1 team so early on? Because I'm seeing Team Electro struggling a lot. Seth, he'll be revived for now, but then look at the rush coming from Team Swag. They are quite too aggressive, and they have successfully managed the equal trade for now.
They have successfully managed equal trades for now, but 7 minutes on the clock. We still have all the 12 teams alive, and most of the players as well. 41 players, and this is not a number you get to see very often. I do remember in one of the tournaments which happened recently, for the first 14 minutes of gameplay,
they are going to even take the hardship up to revive the teammate who's already down, being too far away. And that is what I always say, extend yourself to such a limit where you are able to give the team support. I'm afraid they're going to lose this player, and there's no scope of revival as well. Kazi that wants a few more knocks, few more kills, as well as Hamim is already down with 1. And he's having a good time because I've always seen that the Stream Extreme, the 2 players who are always competing against Team Electro, and now they are entertained by Team Agents. The way the drops are taking place, Team Agent called for the summon drops, they went for the hard cover, and now it is Team Agent who are going to get the best of advantage. Team Agent have not yet engaged into any sort of fight, so yes, they are not into that form. But look at B desiring to achieve, and now I also see one more team entering. That is going to be Team Xenon. So now center of attraction B26 can get attacked from the northern as well as southern side.
Yep, that is true. But 13 minutes in, and we still have 11 teams and 38 players. So a lot of fights are going to happen in the next couple of minutes, and it's going to be chaotic. It's going to be very difficult to keep a track of all the fights happening. But in the meantime, Riot is taking some damage. The entire team is being shot at. Alvi obviously using his chrono shield and trying to heal himself, but is going to push in. He will actually push in, use his glue walls and his inhaler in Unison, but at the same time, well, Fresher found an knock for himself. Anaf throwing away a couple of nades, trying to dish out some damage, maybe use that as a deterrent, but at the same time, he is going to be walled off behind the nade so that, he doesn't push in. But I think they need to go in right now, and maybe they've made a mistake as well, running towards the opposition, because, sure, they didn't really need to move from there, but they could have waited a little more for sure.
Yeah, they could have waited, but then now it is zone who wouldn't allow them to wait too much, and now this is the time that the battle must take place. Either blue zone will kill you, or you have to fight and get some kills. Shu is knocked down. Maybe they can confirm some kills over here because it is the race of safe zone. Both the teams will make sure to reach, and somehow Swag. So now Jawbreakers versus Team Swag. Talking about it, Jawbreakers have already broken the team, and Swag is out of the server as well. And now they are the victims. Alvi and Maruf down. I'm seeing Infinity is also struggling too much. They are down to only Nobeen. Nobeen is trying to give the best of battles against Team Extreme. Kazi is also down. This is a thorough chaotic situation. No teams fighting at all until 14 minutes, and now on the bell of 15 minutes, it is all down to 27 players now.
Yeah, but it's all down to 27 players, that is for sure. But I mean, Factory is an area where, or Factory once there is a team on the high ground because they have so much information to work with. The Skylight wants to push in. Is it going to push in though? That is going to be the question. A lot of shots being exchanged, and Skylight just waiting it out with the dual vector, trying to run in. But a lot of snipers at play over here. Alamine is going to find a frag for himself. That Cruz is waiting it out, and the teams are probably struggling a lot, trying to stay alive over there. But it does look like it's going to be very, very difficult for GB2L to try and fall back to safety over here.
Yeah, it is going to be tough time now. It is only Skylight. Skylight is trying to use the best of Shredding Machine, but unfortunately they are eliminated as well. If we talk about Team Xenon, they have lost 1 player. Into the counter result, they already have 1 kill, but now it is something serious. Shifat is already down. Zone is closing in. I am afraid Shifat won't be given. And definitely M8-2B does connect through the glue walls, but I'm afraid it is going to connect through the walls. He's just shooting at the walls, trying to threaten the opponents or whatsoever, just showing his presence. But look at the numbers. Team B26 Mystics, they have taken a longer route. Still, all 4 men are still standing tall. So I think the advantage of numbers is definitely going to help them get the easy booyah. But if we talk about Team Xenon,
To get it, Tanya.
absolutely, it is going to be very difficult. Team Xenon definitely survived as the duos for quite too long, and now it is only down to 3. Jawbreakers played tremendously well until now, but the zone definitely outplayed them. Now it is all up to B26 Mystics. I must say the zone prediction for them is just working on point. Team Xenon's last man gets eliminated, and it is B26 taking away the first booyah for the gravitations coming from Purgatory Mama, or you would say as unpredictable as Kalahari.
I think Kalahari is still predictable. Purgatory is just the wild, wild west. It's like, imagine giving a crayon to a kid and a white wall. You never know what the kid is going to do. That is exactly how I feel about Purgatory. you never know what is going to happen.
Okay, let's see what is going to happen because by far ski lodge is the highest resource zone. I don't see any team pushing there, reaching there because it is into the flight route. So you might expect that there are going to be various teams there. And fortunately for Team Agent, they are rushing there. Let's see what are they going to do with this sort of loot because Jamil is lost somewhere, not moving ahead with the team. And Team Electro is already down once again. They are willing to pick up this fight, jump and loot, and then come shoot. Unfortunately, they are not able to pick up those shooting kills. Indeed, they are taking up some bullets, tanking up some damage, and losing one player every time. This time around, Team Rage, I would say, they have chosen a place to drop. It is going to be central. We know that usually two teams are already there. So previously they made a mistake, went too far away, were not able to reach on time, and realizing and improving in this round. But before that, let's say towards the fighting going on between two teams. Infinity has already taken one player down, followed by another. Siam Bao is down, but he will be saved for sure. His teammates are quite too near, and yes, here we are. It is Kingsman who is going to save his teammate with the glue wall on.
Double kill.
Previous match, it is coming from B26 and it is light out for sure. He did give best of the fights, 5 kills. I must say it is a worth of applause because 5 kills just within the warm-up match, first round. It is a beautiful one.
5 kills within the warm round is what you call it, right? The first game, the warm round. But it is very real.
By giving some more damage and confirming the kill, if you look at weapons, Seth is definitely wanting a long-range fight using the SKS. If he connects 2 shots, he might get the kill confirmed. But Ambush Esports is already trying to ambush one of the team, which is going to be Agent EXP, which are definitely not very easy to ambush. Oh, your God, speed is already down coming from Nightrox. Let's see, are they going to go ahead to save the teammate or no? Because now it is Fearless who's already down as well, and Team Agent strong. Once again, all 4 players intact, picking up the fights where they are benefited in the best of matter. This time it is Jamil versus Fresher. Chrono Shield is right on time still. Jamil manages to confirm the first track for his team, and it is Ornov this time. Ambush Esports is ambushed by Team Agent. I don't have anything else to say at this point of time, but Agent not losing any players any further. Seth is jumping out of the squad house. Is it a safe event that he's using? For now, he's safe, using the glue walls, shifting to other compound, but somewhere around, they're again chasing back. Don't want to pick up fights once again, and this time around, they have managed to chase in such a format that they have taken one knocker down. Kazi is already low in HP, and this time Hameen comes as a savior, and maybe the revival will go on point, but before that he has to fight other 2 members of the team. 1 Chrono Shield, 3 players already, and Kazi is revived. This is just running into the Chrono Shield of the opponents, which you don't get to see quite often, but this is the finals. This is what you see. Expect the unexpected. 7-7 MD down, Zico down, fighting shots on from Kazi. Jump and shoot is the action, and Zico could not be saved, but definitely 7-7 MD will.
Definitely 7-7 MD will. Yep. 11-11 on the clock. We have Dream getting knocked for himself. The Cruz is going to go down now. The UAV, is it going to dish out any information for the players in the zone, in the AoE? Nope, that is not going to happen. But EXE is going to have a field day trying to get those 3 kills.
Who do you think Mumbai has got the best of position? According to me, GB12 has a better choice of compound. Being in the center, they can gatekeep few teams if the circle closes in into their pattern. If you had to choose any team, you felt that because everybody is quite too clustered, you got to pick one compound where you're able to gatekeep, where you're able to pick some fights. And alongside picking up fights, you have to save your numbers. So who is that team within the circle you think has the best of advantage as of now?
The team which is inside the zone, I guess. But no, Zenon is definitely in a good position, but they're trying to work him in now. That is my problem. Like, why do you want to go out there and pick a fight with 3 people? This is utter stupidity, honestly. That was not a good fight. But Alamin was coming in from below. Unless they had a strategy which they failed to execute, I think they shouldn't have went in over there. And Alamin is making a massive mistake. His teammate is not going to survive over there. You need to go in. Why are you waiting it out? I'm not sure what is happening, but Riot is definitely having a field there, getting those 3 kills for themselves. And Arnav is going to rest. He's going to revive 3 kills. All 4 players would actually be backstabbed by Team Swag, but Team Rage have decided to fall back and run away, which I'm not sure if it is the best strategy, because you can be shot at from behind. They did survive miraculously, but they want to go in and third party the teams fighting it out with each other, and Sabir might just actually make a mistake of overcommitting. But nonetheless, he does have dual vectors. He can actually go in and try. Whoa! He can go in and try and get those kills. He's actually going to go in. Yes, indeed, he does. And Sabir getting the first kill, being the initiator for the team. In the meantime, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, was the one using his nade launcher. 4 teams, 14 players, Tanya. Incredible to see Rage pushing like that.
Definitely, they are choosing the best of weapons, giving the best of damage. Team Agents are now struggling hard. They are fighting against Team Swag this time. Their god has taken down Arnav. Let's see if is Arnav going to get the resurrection. This is a much needed resurrection because they have already taken taken so good kills. All they got to do is reach into top 3. We've seen them fighting into the previous match where they did lose early on this time around. I'm very sure of they want to push themselves, but it is Team Swag doing the best of gatekeeping on all 4 corners. They're gatekeeping agents, they're gatekeeping Team Riot. Let's see how far and to what extent are they going to do this, because Saudi is definitely getting the perfect window view where he's able to gatekeep. Took one knockdown as well, and Amin is trying to save, but then comes the other player from the same team. Swag, 2 players are already down, and it is Team Rage is eliminated. Still, we are down to top 3 teams. There are 8 players remaining, and 3 players coming from Team Swag, 3 coming from agents, and the last one standing, it is 4 from agents. Agents have managed to save all 4 members as of now, but it is only 1 player from Team Riot who is eliminated, and now it is going to be battle 3 versus 4. Advantage of cover still, I would say it is with Team Swag.
It is with Team Swag for sure, but now we only have 2 teams and 7 players alive. But oh, look at that though. That was such a quick trade, and Sabir coming in. Agent, they don't want to let this go. Swag was left with 2 players. Tamim, and sorry, but Tamim isn't going to be able to survive. Although he does have a P90, but there's a nade launcher. There's a small nade launch in their hands, and Agent just want to push in. They want to dish out the damage, and sorry, along with his teammate Tamim, barely surviving, but sorry is going to peek around the glue wall. Isn't going to find the frag though. Season in the meantime using his sniper. Still 2 more teams. Swag being eliminated, position to an Agents going out and getting a booyah in such a dominant manner. It's incredible to see the confidence they have, and it was so
they're gonna play this map out. But of course, we have Sunny Kalahari ready. Map 3, ladies and gentlemen, of the grand finals, and boy oh boy, are we diving into the action. What are you expecting now, Salty? Is there anything that your foresight tells you?
I mean, the sand dunes, you can't really predict where the wind is going to go. So I'm not going to say anything, to be honest. I've had teams, we were talking behind the scenes about the teams that I think are going to have a very strong front. Jawbreakers is certainly one of them. Like, their aggression was certainly something which I really looked out for in the disadvantage early on. Now, Electro can actually rush in at the moment, but eventually they'll have to find a flank. Who's going to be the flanker? That's going to be the question. About Team GB2L, though, the fallback was certainly not great. Skylight is stuck in a position where revival is going to be a very tough job, OG.
Yeah, it's going to be a very hard job, and there's a lot at stake for both these teams in particular, right? They've not really had the best start here in the grand finals, and this is a map that helps you stabilize across the 6 maps, across the 6 matches that you can have, right? So Kalahari is definitely a map that they're going to be eyeing towards, and that initial kill from TNZ is going to be the opener for perhaps GB2L's, again, early outing here in map 3 as well. They're grouped up, they're trying to fight back, but the only problem is they're not in a position where they can retreat that easily. They're out in the open, and they're just hoping and praying that this divided setup would probably try and put Electro in between the sandwich. But yeah, the bread and the meat, and it's the other way around. They're just chasing them for days. Shivu does get knocked out, and Shai close with the P90. This gun can absolutely shred you to pieces, and the Vector's not going to do anything against him. The Chrono Shield for added safety, and that is going to be a real good start here for Electro. Kalahari seems to be shining upon them.
Absolutely. I guess it's a Brave who does survive the ruthlessness of this map, and I guess Team Electro were pretty brave there. They really went for the kills and not really held themselves back. Team GB2L, they tried to fall back. Eventually, that was their grave. But now we have a look at Refinery, though. I mean, only one team at the moment that I can see is Team Swag. Team Swag have 1 kill as of yet. I guess that was the final player from Team GB2L.
Where we have B26, we have Jawbreakers. If we add in maybe 2 more volatile teams, that becomes a hot area on the map.
That is absolutely going to be a hot area. To be honest, that's a very high traffic area in the map, the Refinery region. But talking about the sub, we have Team Infinity. One of the teams who I actually thought to be one of the hot favorites, but we didn't really see a promising performance as of yet. But talking about performance against Team Extreme EXP, they start showing those bullets. One player is already down for Team Riot using the glue walls to provide some sort of cover. But 77MD, he fell to death. What? And I guess he was pretty low on HP when he actually jumped down and he had fallen dead. But Team Riot, though, they have an opening at this point, but eventually they're not going to push their aggressive foot forward. Actually, Anand is actually going to do that. The rest of the team, they're falling back. Now, this is a split strategy, which I don't really understand. Now, Alvi does get a flank in. I guess he realizes one player is trying to flank, and he will try and shut that down. Eventually, Hamim is in a very vulnerable position. He can actually get shut down at any particular point in time.
Yeah, this priority of keeping numbers up is real smart from Riot, knowing that the numbers game is going to be real crucial as the time progresses, and committing everything to this fight is not really needed, right? Riot are taking it slow and steady. The nade comes in, forcing out the Chrono yet again from 7-7, but Hamim has been knocked and now is getting taken care of in the back lines. This is what Riot does best. They slow it down, but they tear you, making it a grueling fest for them to enjoy. And it's working so far. Ambush Esports now on the aggressive stance against Electro. They're good for the first kill, but Reflex does get down though. Electro trying to disengage on the back of it. Ambush Esports simply not relenting. TNZ running his way to cover, but they do manage to find the drop on Reflex. That means Ambush Esports now going to be a man down, have a difficult decision to make. Do they try and go all in on this fight, or do they try to disengage and risk potentially getting backstabbed in rotation? Nice shot coming in from Fresher, landing a couple of tags through the glue wall, but there are players waiting right underneath this cliff, and it's only one man, granted, but any damage they do to this team might just impact how they play on placements. And hey, Ambush Esports, they don't sweat after their initial player gets down. Rather, they played to the circle, but he was in no position to fight whatsoever. Rather, it's Ambush Esports holding strong from foundation and trying their very best to gatekeep Jawbreakers. The grenade launcher is out. Refresh the max 7 close and very personal, but Sadness gets it down on a Fearless. This is turning out to be a nightmare. Where Ambush Esports had that initial fight go their favor, they aren't really able to hold on to that momentum and convert upon it. It's left Refresh in a lone wolf situation where he needs to try and play for placements. Infinity though get a single kill throughout the map. They have built up for the stage. Santo has been taken out. This is Infinity's map to perhaps try and get on the board. Sadly, it isn't going well in their favor as Jawbreakers, being the menace they are, have put a stop to that dream, leaving Nubin all full cylinders. Simply no questions asked. They unleash all hell, and Agent EXP having to face their wrath. Riot now stand in the open as well. Mind you, both Swag and Riot are playing towards the end of the circle. It's only going to be one team that's all the way in the middle, which luckily Jawbreakers have found a safe haven here, courtesy of that early rotation. Swag, they're being knocked down to pieces. It's all left to Dare God, the blue wall for added cover, and the revive comes in. This is a very iffy situation where we thought Swag would have an advantage, Salty. It's gone the way of Jawbreakers, and a team that you predict is going to do well tries to continue and ride on the momentum.
But there's an army coming up as well. There is team number 6 that is coming in. I guess that's going to be Team Riot, and they can actually spoil all the plans for Team Jawbreakers. At the moment, Freak can actually be a player who can completely shut down the aggression, but that's not really the case. Freak misses all the shots that he tries. But at the moment, Team Riot, they're still having a pocket of space to work with. They have the glue to work with as well. Now, Team Jawbreakers, very difficult time to actually manage everything up. Team Riot gets spread into pieces. They've been shredded in pieces at the moment. 2 teams are actually trying grenade launches. It was Team Swag first, and then comes Jawbreakers. Extreme EXE, one player is still trying to survive, but eventually it's going to be Cheetah. I guess he will try and get his men up on his feet at the moment. What's going to happen, OG? We have 3 teams and 7 players left. 2 players from Team Swag. They have 9 kills already. They have a high vantage point to work with, but eventually the circle is going to close in on them initially. Now, if they have to survive for long, they will have to move in. No. Team Jawbreakers absolutely shredding teams apart. Dagon gets taken down as well. Sorry, 9, the only player who is left. He's pretty sorry at the moment, I'm for sure. He will try and go for the heal battle, but eventually it is Fruit trying the competition. But eventually everything is going to come down to the numbers, and we're going to have a look at the numbers right up front. The standings are on your screens right now. This is the current standings, of course. Jawbreakers winning the game, and also due to the consistency and the number of kills, they completely dethroned Team Agent, and that's actually surprising, OG, isn't it?
Yeah, that's quite
served on a platter, hot and ready to just feast upon. I guess the audience is enjoying this as much as I am, because Jawbreakers and Asian, they've been almost dominant throughout the tournament, and now that there is like a finale between them, there's a climax that is being set up for the final 3 games. It is just so amazing to watch. Up next we have Bermuda. The flight is already on, and the players are dropping in. I expect a pretty safe drop location early on, but just like we saw early on, OG, the first Bermuda game, it was pretty aggressive. And I expect no different. So at the moment, I guess the teams are still trying to take their drop locations. 2 teams are trying to go towards observatory. We have a fight bring up already. Team Jawbreakers. Sadness is actually rushing in with the P90. We have Team GB2L. We have another team as well. This is Team... I believe this is Team Rage. I'm not quite I might be mistaken. But this is one player who's already down. Team Jawbreakers. They're feasting on the kills at the moment. They get 2 kills. They get 2 kills from GB2L. They get kills from Team Rage as well. And now there is nothing that is preventing Team Jawbreakers to just go in and have a picnic out there. But OG, mind you, we have a lot of early fights happening in observatory, which was a high tier loot zone. We have Team Agent, and now they're actually taking on Team Ambush Esports. We have seen this fight quite a bit, and Team Ambush Esports never really have come on the right end of it. I guess in this particular fight as well, they won't really be able to do that. 3 kills already for Team Agent and Team Ambush Esports. I wonder where's the last.
Like it, especially when you do see some of these kills with the snipers. It's it's a thing of beauty, right? With how the penetration works in this game, where we've seen players like Zisan mow people to shred, even without having a single eye on him. It's something that does add to the element of risk as well. Sure, you have cover from maybe
teams to just fall back, especially if they find a team right in front of them. They see some gunshots, they hear some gunshots, and they fall back immediately. But that is not the case in the finals. These guys, they have intent to fight.
Yeah, and it seems like Extreme EX sadly has to concede in this one. Electro rolling in with a drive-by, and it's as easy as said than done. Like you said, the numbers play a huge part in this game, and the trade just does not come through. Electro, with the 2 kills that they have in this map, they really need to try and play at least for second place. That's the only way Electro have any kind of hope of a resurgence here in the grand finals. Jawbreakers off to a flying start already with 4 kills, and they've been lucky to find those multiple third parties like you said, Salty. And it's just another 3 kill going in the pocket. Hey, money is money, right? We have some of the best teams that all these teams are at a similar caliber and still have the chance to turn the tables and turn the switch on what we think is going to happen.
Absolutely, man. I agree to that 100%. I guess each and every one of these teams are almost of this equal caliber. I mean, the finals is a place where the stakes are so high. Like, there is such a wide margin of both success and failure. Imagine you get a good form, you get a day where every shot you take is just connecting whatsoever. I guess that is one day which you would really want to be in the finals. But if it is not your day, to be honest, it's not your fault. Every professional player goes through that
compound where Infinity lie and wait. Now, you know that Agent EXP are a real fan of getting into the action, getting down in the dirt, and getting real intense when it comes to getting both the shotgun and the SMG into the best possible range. But Infinity seems more than ready. In fact, they've been camping this position up for quite a while, anticipating and preparing for such a fight. But the man is an absolute beauty, and with the beauty comes the beast. Along with him, he has the rest of Agent flush in the compound. Arnab with the grenade launcher actually ends up downing himself. Quite a comic in this serious fight. And Arnab with the revive has revived both his mistake and has completely erased his opposition. What a play. Agent, for a second there, it looked like it was going to get iffy, but they managed to retain themselves, they managed to compose themselves, and now have to commit on this rotation. Nobin, how is he not trying any pop shots? Is he going to go for the car here? He certainly should be spotted. He's hurt. He's getting shot down at, and there's no mercy. Agent EXP wiping Infinity off the face of Peak and Map. Ooh, that goes off, but a beautiful juke here from Alvi. Of course, the heal does come in. I assume that's when they force the issue with the shotgun. It is trained to be real effective up close and personal. Are they going to risk going out of the zone with this?
I'm not sure, OG. I'm not sure that's a good idea, but eventually they are going to go out. Team Right, the only guy who is still surviving, he will get taken down. Team Electro, they win their favor, and they're just lobbing in those grenades, those Croza shots. Lead is being shot, is being peppered on all the infants out there. They're like the kings who are ruling their own kingdom at the moment. Team Xenon, though, they have the grenade launcher to work with. B26 are in a very crucial position. If they manage to get taken down in this one, I'm not quite sure if B26 are going to be in the top 3 anymore. Team Xenon will be their biggest threat at the moment. Team Jawbreakers, they've shut down the entirety. The entry to the compound is denied, but Cheetah gets taken down. His kill is confirmed, and that is going to be a very big threat to Team Jawbreakers. I'm not quite sure if without Cheetah, this team is going to be as big of a threat to the other teams or not. But eventually, the other teams, that is Xenon as well as B26 Mystics, they're trying to force the issue to the final circle. The final circle is going to draw, and we have only 3 teams and 10 players. The grenades being lobbed in Team Xenon. I guess they have some sort of cover to work with. The circle closes, and OG, I can't really say what's going to happen. Every team has a chance. This is going to be a full-out brawl. I'm not quite sure. Jawbreakers gets taken down. Xenon is still having 2 players on their feet, and eventually they get taken down. B26 come back. Amazing fashion. Another booyah for them. This is insane. 2 booyahs in 2 Bermudas. Boy, oh boy, they've practiced a lot. What?
Today coming from B26 Mystics, because if we talk about today, I've never
the second game, and well, the plane has taken off. I was just about to ask our audience to fasten their seatbelts, but then we see our players is jumping in, so it's going to be interesting to see what actually happens.
Absolutely. This time around, the Team Electro is sharing the grounds with Team Right. Let's see, Team Rage it is, and are they going to initiate the fight? Because certainly in first 2 matches, Team Electro did pick up some fight, had a loss of players early on, and then went back for this time around. Maybe being the final 2 matches, you have to go YOLO. The reason is you cannot keep it quiet, keep it calm. You have to be composed, calm, everything. But keeping all that aside, you have to make sure you get so much of kills, because from here on, every point does matter. But did you see something? Agents went towards Moat House, wanting to play all passive and Team Riot fighting against GB2. And it is Shua who did take one knock and he tried to connect some shots to Fleps as well. But Fleps, he has successfully moved out of the range of firing shots and now he's all safe to play for future maybe.
Yep, now it's all safe to play for the future maybe. But at the same time, I do want to talk about, Riot in general today. It's been a little underwhelming if you ask me. Because they were more than capable of going out there and winning this competition outright with a massive margin. I mean, all the 12 teams over here are capable of going out there and winning the tournament. But I believe that maybe the nerves got the better of them. They could not get off to a flying start. But this time around, they are the ones who got the first kill. So let's just hope that they can carry on with this momentum and maybe get at least one booyah and then, battle it out. But talking about player of the match, of course, we have Shots with 2 kills. And even though that might not sound like a lot, it's the impact that really counts. And sometimes the impact of the frags far outweigh the number of frags that a player has. But nonetheless, that shield came in right on time. And talking about Rohan, he has the double vector coming in, but the nade is the thing which is going to dish out so much damage to Mean. He's been knocked down, but Rohan getting a knock for himself is going to finish the person. Or no, he must actually go around and get one more kill. But nonetheless, does turn around when he does have backup coming in to get that final kill for his team. So Rage in a decent position, but they'll have to do a lot more than just decent to try and get up there.
Yeah, they have to be consistent. They have to be strong. They have to eliminate the opponents. Are they going to be successful? But if we talk about Brasilia, Jawbreakers, all 4 players intact, have not managed to take a single knock. But look at Ambush Esports. They've lost 2 players already, or maybe even more, because I cannot count more than 2 players. So maybe they have lost. But who did eliminate the players? That is going to be one of the questions. And certainly now Jawbreakers take the situation into their hands. They're able to take the first frag by far. And now we are down to only 1 man standing into Ambush Esports. Team Riot, after taking 1 kill, they did take a fallback, but they want to fight out against GB2L only because they did disengage at that point of time. And certainly the rotations coming from both the teams, they have collided once again. Flex this time could not save himself. It's already down. The blue wall also did not work any wonders. So 2 kills already into the bag for Team Riot. If you talk about Jawbreakers, they're still rooting for more kills, and you have to go kill hungry. 1 more player is down. They are not wanting to confirm their kill. Sadness indeed is trying to race the fearless last man standing there and give the confirmation. Let's see, is he going to be successful though?
Well, if it's going to be successful or not,
right, they have to win this battle against Infinity. Infinity's 3 players are into the caravan. 1 grenade can entirely eliminate 3 players. And Arnav also has 3 throwables. He's not wanting to use. Maybe he's waiting for the perfect timing when he's very sure of if he throws 1 grenade, he definitely gets at least 1 knock. And I see some third party interacting over here, and that third party is going to be Team Swag, the team that you were talking about. Now the fight is going to be way more interesting than it was, because certainly Infinity within a caravan are still safe. They have the hard cover. Team Agents don't have that sort of hard cover. So third party Team Agent is going to be way smoother and easier for Team Swag.
Yep, but talking about Zishan, in the meantime, he is going to try and take a couple of shots. Do the shots connect though? That is going to be a question, but Zishan wants to take these fights. He doesn't want to hold back at all, and I feel that he's a little too trigger happy. Whenever he does get the opportunity, he wants to take it up and go out there and make a difference, at least dish out some damage. And at the same time, he's a sniper as well, so it's easier for him to dish out damage, unless of course when you miss your shot, then you spend half a second.
The throwables come into the play. 1 player is already down, and now maybe counting to the second one. The kills are getting confirmed. The shredding machine, Jamil, shredding the opponents with the double vector. They have confirmed 2 kills. 2 more players to go who are into the other small shack. Let's see how successful are they going to go ahead. But I do appreciate that exact knock coming from the grenade. That is what I wanted to see when you are stuck into a small caravan. The grenade do an easier job, but this time around, taking the rush in, did not pay what they wanted to. Jamil down, Arnav down, Sabir rushing into trying to save his teammate. Is he going to be successful? So now Zishan is also down. It's all up to Sabir. Sabir successfully eliminated Team Infinity. In the course, they lost Arnav. Don't you think it is going to be a humongous loss for this team?
Yep, it is going to be a humongous loss for the team, that is for sure. But we still have 10 teams and 26 players. And Purgatory, again, just being so unpredictable. We are still in the second zone, 12 minutes in. And average number of players alive for each team is 2.6. That's literally half the team for every single. half the team for every single team out there. And it's just incredible to see that there have been so many fights, but the teams are still somehow hanging on. And God wants to go in and get that flag, but he is going to be shown his place by shots from B26 and not allowing him, asking him to, just walk away very calmly. but does get the kill on him. So that was quite fortunate.
Team Riot, how safely he just went away in front of his crosshair, which is certainly not seen because we have seen the perfection coming from Freak, particularly when he's using snipers. Team Riot is having the advantage of height, but the meta which I always used to say, height is equal to advantage. Now I take back my words. It is not always the same. Height is not always an advantage, and certainly for this particular situation, it is not. They're all versus 3. They've managed to take 1 kill, and now they both are into the same height. They are into the same section where they got to make an entry. Cheetah is spotted, takes an Jawbreakers got eliminated on position 6, and this is the right time when agents can go for a booyah and take a huge leap to position 1. If you talk about Jamil, I think he's a solo survivor who is spotted as well, and Team Riot out of nowhere. This time they're creating a lot of chaos, eliminating the strongest team of the server. One which is Jawbreaker, second which is Agent, and now they are trying to eliminate Team Swag. Team Swag, yes, last man is standing, not much to play with, but if we talk about Extreme X's, it is a fair play 3v3. Maruf with a grenade launcher, he can do the deal, but it is Maruf who gets knocked up. Louise down as well. Now it is all down to Shu. How long can he take the responsibility for his team? 6 players on the screen, all 4 standing tall, coming from Extreme X's, and maybe it is a caster curse. One of the players down who's got to be Hameen, usually the highest fragger for the team. Let's see how they're going to engage or disengage, because Team Swag is already eliminated, and on the call of third, VC Riot is also getting eliminated, and it is Extreme X's. This is the first booyah coming from Extreme X's by far.
It might be the first booyah, but it's certainly not the last, and there's still one more match to go on. Now the question is, are they going to get a back-to-back booyah, or is it going to be someone else? So maybe is it going to be Jawbreakers going out there and getting a booyah and enhancing
Teams, that is what matters, and now it is going to be Kalahari. I always say this is the map that changes the leaderboard meta, and positioning matters a lot because the circle shifts are way more cruel compared to other teams. If we talk about Team Rage, at this point of time, they are moving quite too far away from other teams. They are heading towards confinement, and it is great to see that they are not sharing the grounds, because this time around, maybe Kalahari is a little bit aggressive compared to Purgatory, but I don't think we are going to get initial land and fight. Everybody is going to go for land, save your teammates, but it is Team Electro. Every single map, it is Team Electro picks up fight, and they have, I don't know what other consistency do they have, but landing and fighting and shooting. This is what I'm seeing into the grand finals every single time. This time around, they have picked the battle against Jawbreakers. Jawbreakers realizing the threat that they don't want to lose the numbers. They might be on position 1 still. They just raced back, don't want to pick up any battles.
Yep, they don't want to pick up any battle. I think that's fair, but Team Electro doing what they do best, going out there, landing down, and then taking a fight. And I think that's okay. But Xiang Wao, in the meantime, trying to take a fight with GB2L. I think they need to slow down a little, not force the issue whenever it's not required, and just, play the long game, because playing the long game is one of the most important things you can do in this game. And the longer you stay alive, it's a battle reality. He will actually be taken down from Alpha with an MP40. Kingsman being so far away, tried to give him some backup, but failed really bad.
Yeah, they definitely failed real bad. It is all up to Alpha now. Will he survive? Look, nobody has the loot. Everybody just want to pick up fight. Look at the health kit. They don't have only one blue wall to work with. I don't know what pushed them to pick this fight. Alpha still trying to fight it out, battle it out, standing still. Both of them has lost 2 players each. No bin now realizing that we should not lose early on. We should not get eliminated early on. They did not have so much of resources or utilities to pick up this fight, and there was nothing that was
high density area. There are a lot of teams which want to drop by early on, later on in the game. At any point given in the match, if the zone covers command post, there will be people there for sure. That is the rule of thumb. We've seen teams battle out. We've seen a 4-way fight at the command post. So, anything is really possible. Blaze in the meantime is going to find a flag on Rohan, who is going to get knocked out. But Sadness, is he going to carry on with the fight, or is he going to fall back? It does look like he is going to fall back, but in the meantime, Newbie finding a flag for himself and actually getting one more knock onto Sabine. Now the question is he actually going to finish it? Yeah, indeed. Ruby getting 2 frags for himself, but Sadness, look at that, though, just trying to stay alive over here. Such a struggle to take these fights. Freak shooting out of the window. Is he going to survive this fight? Because Electro is right outside now. Jawbreakers could actually push in and get those kills for themselves.
Team Electro has nothing to lose, but Jawbreakers will certainly lose too much if they lose this battle. Sadness is knocked down. Freak is going for another knocks. Let's see, is he going to be successful and successful enough to break the team? But Team Electro is totally eliminated, and the first team to get eliminated in just 6 minutes to play. He is giving the best of shots possible, and I must say the shot that Shabir connected, it is not very easy every time. On the move, you cannot get that easy knockers. He was like on point, connecting the shot, confirming the kill. Agents are always leveling up with every single match. He is willing to pick up fights. They'll pick up fights once they are forced to, but that force will be decided by the circle shift.
Yeah, the force will be decided by the circle shift. That is true indeed. But Jawbreakers, oh, look at that shot by Sadness. The newbie is going to fall down, and that was so good coming in from Sadness. And having the closer to work with, he just destroyed him. The first shot itself was a headshot. But Jawbreakers, they've been doing so well for themselves. All they need to do is get in the top 5. That's it. Everything else will just fall into place, and then Sadness getting confirming the kill as a matter of fact for himself. And Agent is fighting with GB2R, which is just making Jawbreakers' life easy. But Agent, they have 8 kills. And imagine they end up getting a Booyah with like 12 or 14 kills. Imagine that situation.
That's should be even more strong. They only have difference of 11 points compared to Jawbreakers. So if they are able to get a Booyah and 11 count, maybe they can win this, because now my heartbeat is already racing too much. We are just 3 minutes now to get the champion out of Free Fire Bangladesh Championship. Let's see what is Arnab up to. He's using the grenade launcher to give some damage to ZMB. And they get the knock. But certainly the player might get revived until and unless Zone takes a close call and Hameen tries to just race out and not save. Certainly that was not the case of scenario. The player is safe, but I must say the grenade launcher jump and shoot was the action, and it connected very good. Arnab this time around is not dead. Is alive, confirmed few more kills. Agent Zishan confirming the last man standing, which is Hameen this time. 12 kills already. One player coming behind them, which is going to be from Team Zen, deciding to take a longer rotation. Agent Zishan trying to damage Ambush Esports into the counter fire. Zishan is down. Usage of Chrono and Blue Wall is going to save them for now, and in the course Zenon is eliminated.
Yep, in the core, Zenon is eliminated, but Dagon, look at him though. Look at him go. He gets the first knock. Can he find the second as well? Jamil is going to fall down, but the trade from Zisan was so quick. Now this is where they get the opportunity to revive their fallen teammate, but Gunshot is going to get knocked down over there. And we had Ambush Esports Reflex setting up the perfect ambush. And Agent with 12 kills are suddenly reduced to only one man standing, the other one already knocked. Now the question is, can Agent keep up with the pressure and go and get in the top 3, or maybe go for the podium finish? But, well, Arnab is the only guy surviving, but Zisan, again, 6 kills for the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend. Look at Arnab, he's just waiting it out. He just needs to take the shot at the perfect position and maybe get the knock. But both these players were eliminated because they fell down to their death. But right now, Arnab doesn't want to stop. He wants to go out there and take that fight. And now he's doing his level best to isolate these fights into a 1v1. But Reflex is going to find one for himself. Can he find the second as well? Now the question is, Arnab needs to stay alive before, okay, and he does actually manage to get that. Are you kidding me? Agent EXP with the Booyah in the last game and 14 kills. It was all because of the performance in the last game. The way they played was brilliant, and I can't wait to see the scoreboard. Was it 1 point, 2 point, or 3 points? Question is, if it was 1 point, Tanya, how bad is Jawbreakers going to feel?
Agent X for being the champions of Free Fire Bangladesh Championship 2021. Heartiest congratulations to each and every player, but certainly I would say very good job coming from Zisan himself. And here we are with the scoreboard with a maybe minimal margin. Agent EXP with 2 players, a total of 86, and Jawbreakers losing. We cannot say losing, but not gaining the championship title with only 1 point. I am stunned. The score, this was expected by the play of Arnab, made it easier for Team Agent for getting that. Every Booyah counts.